Line drive to right.
Takes a three.
Touchdown 49ers. Hurry!
Ray Ratto, Tom Tolbert with you. NBA Finals has begun. Warriors up 1-0 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it is a pleasure to welcome to the show our next guest, a Hall of Famer in about a year or so, a 4-time champion.
About a year and a couple months.
Couple months?
Yes.
Well, now I can't even. Now you ruined a surprise.
Well, a year. I've already been waiting 4 years. I don't want to wait another year.
How long do you think I've been waiting?
Long time.
You kidding me? And I'm going to continue waiting a long time.
No, they sell tickets.
He's a 3-time Finals MVP, a member of the All 50 Greatest Team. I mean, I go on and spend 10 minutes on all the accolades, but I'll just introduce him as my former teammate with the Orlando Magic, Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq, what's going on?
I miss you, Tom. You was the funniest black guy I've ever played with.
That's the second guy that thought I was black. Lonnie Jones thought I was black, too.
Tom,
you didn't think I was black.
I actually did.
How
Tom's hilarious.
How could you think
funny.
I was black? You saw me in the shower.
He's crazy.
You're like, that guy's not black.
That's disturbing.
Although he saw me jump, and he could have thought I was black because I jumped fairly well. So it was one of those things where when I jumped and I saw him, never saw me dance, though. That might have tipped the scales in favor of me being black because I can move.
Yeah, probably.
I can move. I was known as the white Denny Terrio, even though he was white as well, and that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Is this the delusional hour, or are we going to get to some questions for the man?
Why don't you be quiet?
How you been? You good?
I'm good.
Family good?
I'm good. You realize that was the reason I saw the 30 for 30, the Orlando Magic, which was really good, and I was a little disappointed that the reason the Magic didn't win was you guys got rid of me. You know it all started if you would have kept me there, you wouldn't have left because you would have thought, well, Tom's funny, so I'm going to stay at least for that and see what other BS he'll do while I'm here.
You're probably right.
And then we would have ended up winning.
You're probably right. You actually did a lot of BS, but the statute of limitations not up, so.
That was it?
Snitches get stitches, so I don't recall anything that happened.
Please don't out me. I wanted to ask you, now that it's been a while since you played, and I watched the 30 for 30 and talking about you going to the Lakers and winning the championships with Kobe and Phil and not fulfilling the promise that was there in Orlando. Is there anything that if you could go back and advise the young Shaq on throughout the course of his career, would it be anything? And if so, what would it be?
Not really. I was taught to, live with your decisions, no matter what the future or past outcome may be. And obviously it was the right decision. Played with a guy who wasn't as good as Penny, but became a little bit better than Penny and was able to win 3 championships. For me, it was, one thing I learned in college marketing class was when one of my professors said, maximize your potential. Guy coming from where I come from, I don't get a chance to make 100,000. So when I first came in, I made 40 million, and Orlando offered me 80 million, and then LA offered me 120 million. It was a no-brainer for me. And, I think it was communicated a little poorly.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have worked on my communication skills better, but I thought I was very clear, and I think everyone knew that I wanted to stay there. Bought a house, was 25,000 square feet, and in the middle of negotiation, I added another 50,000 square feet on it. So that's not an indication of someone wanting to be in a community. I don't know what it is, and we kept going back and forth, and I don't like to linger out. Yeah. I gave them a number, which was a high number, and I knew they weren't going to agree to a high number. But I also learned in class you start high, and they chop it down, you chop it down, and then you meet at a fair medium. And then when they did the billboard, it was kind of the last straw. And then Jerry West called me and this fellow, Uncle Jerome. We were at a club at 3 a.m. Jerry West said, see the stuff you're going through in Orlando? I got some good news, I got some bad news. I said, well, what's the bad news? He said, can't get you 150. And I said, well, what's the good news? He said, well, I can get you 120. I said, okay, no, we'll talk tomorrow. He said, nah, you got to come sign right now. This deal may not be on the table tomorrow. So we went to his hotel at 3 a.m., the Westin penthouse. He had a little house coat on, and we signed the contract. And, the only thing that really made me comfortable signing the contract is, as you know, after we lost in the playoffs, I immediately went to L.A. and hung out, so I was familiar with L.A. I already had a house in Manhattan Beach, and I think that's what made it comfortable. Even though I was going to a new team, I was already familiar with the city.
After you signed, did you go back to the club and say, yeah, let's get the party started now?
Nope.
Here we go.
Nope.
What's it like? I mean, it seems like the numbers now, you're almost desensitized to it when guys sign massive deals. We see the deals these NBA guys are going to sign when the cap goes up. The baseball deals are massive. But what's it like for you the first time you sign a big deal and maybe the LA deal? Is it just all in stride? Like, hey, look, I'm one of the best, if not the best player in the game. I deserve this. Or when you sign it and see all the zeros, are you still taken aback at all? Like, wow.
It's scary. I'm definitely taken aback, but now I know I have to live up to it. Never wanted to be one of those high-paid players who turned out to be a sham. Also learned early that you go and you entertain people. So I knew that I was the highest paid, so I knew I had to be the highest form of entertainment on and off the court. And, again, you only get opportunities like this once. So when they offer you 100 and you're still young, if you could take it to the next level, maybe you can get another 100 like I did, and another 100. So for me, it wasn't about the money. I know we're talking about money a lot, but it was just about the opportunity.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way,
the opportunity to be great and just the opportunity to do things that have never been done before.
Just real quick before Ray, so you added another 50,000 square feet to the house in Orlando. Did you see every bit of your house? Are there parts of your house like you didn't see? Like, was there a main where you just like, I know it's there, but I just don't feel like going?
Well, I added a gym, added a five-bedroom guest house, added a pool, added a cigar bar, I added a trophy room. So when I go there now, I don't go to other parts of the room. I just go to the kitchen and to the gym area.
You ever wonder what's going on in there? Like, I mean, somebody could be squatting in there. You wouldn't even know.
They don't want those problems with me.
Not to bring it back to money, but once you signed the big deal in L.A., was there a point where in your mind you said, I've given them full value? Was it the first ring? Was it the second? I mean,
no, the first day I signed, Jerry West was awesome, great. Second day he brought me in with a scowl on his face. You know Jerry, how he flip-flops. And, he brought me to the forum and he made me look up. He said, when it's done, your name's on the line, my name's on the line. You could either be up there or you could be a flop. And then he just walked away. So, just walked away. So you can either be great like these guys or you can be a flop. You decide. So I know you want to do movies and rap albums, and you just say you decide. So, like, looking up, I'm not really concentrating on Magic and Good Rich No Guys. I'm like, Wilt and Kareem. Am I really that good to have my name up next to those guys? That's when I immediately, went to work. And, I was putting up some good numbers, but we kept losing. And what I learned in losing with all the other coaches is that in the time of battle, if you're going to battle for a guy that hasn't been in that battle that has been won, Tom, like a lot of guys starting to question, like, well, how do you know? So I figured we needed somebody that could take us to the next level. So when I urged the guys upstairs, I said, hey, Phil's having a problem in Chicago. Let's go get him. So I called Phil. I flew to Montana. First thing he did to me before he even said hi, I said, I need you to do me a favor. There was a big log in this lake. He said, I need you to move the log. And I looked at Uncle Jerome, and Uncle Jerome was like, this is a test. So I took off my clothes and underwear, and I jumped in this damn lake, and I almost died because it was freezing. And I moved the tree by myself. And then me and Phil, we had a great conversation. I told him, and he came, and we got tested our first year in that Game 7. And, I always say if the general doesn't panic, the troops don't panic. So in Game 7, when we were down 15, we just came back, and Phil was like, all right, great season. Shaq, MVP, great season, good job. After we lose this game, I'll see you guys next year. And it was actually a good plan because now B. Shaw gets upset, I get upset, Kobe gets upset, and then we have that phenomenal run, and then we win. And then the next 2 years, we just win. So you asked a question earlier that I regret moving from Orlando to L.A. No.
Yeah. Talking one of the greatest centers of all time, one of the greatest players of all time, Shaquille O'Neal, nice enough to join us here. Let's jump forward to what you're doing broadcasting now, and I want to ask you, what is your favorite Shaq'd in a Fool?
My favorite probably has to be the Otto Porter, the one in Chicago where
we lost him on the back door.
Yeah, we lost him on the back door for about 5 seconds. That's a good one. JaVale McGee started my company off.
Yes, he
That's why
did.
He's a big,
Yes, he
that's
did.
why he's a big shareholder in Shaq and the Fool Enterprises.
He got in on the IPOs.
He did.
He might have been the
Pictures
IPO.
on the brochure.
He's something else.
It's a great show. And, for me, the work that I do, I'm very lucky. Because I had to retire a year early, so I got the call from TNT to go to work with no experience. So I took a couple of months to, get my broadcasting voice and get my vocabulary up. So when I went to TNT and tried to do the Brian Gumbel thing, the producer cursed me out. You mother, that's not why we brought you here. So
Be you.
Be you. So, Tim Kiley is his name, and he does a great job of letting us just be us. And I think people respect our show because you got Hall of Famer Shaq, me, Kenny won a championship, and Ernie's been, well respected. His business, been doing it so long. He kind of, brings us in. But it's a great show, and they definitely allow us to utilize our humor.
Oh, absolutely.
And you don't have to lift any logs.
No. Tell you, that lake was freezing. Almost died. First thing he said, not hi, how you doing? Hey, big fella, I need you to move a log. I'm like, I'm not log mover boy.
Apparently you were.
Yeah, Jerome was like, do it. It's a test. I'm like,
Apparently you were.
can I say that?
I will beat that out. We're taping this. No problem.
I don't want to get fined by the FCC.
Oh, no, you'll be fine. I'll be the one getting fined. Actually, I'll be fine, too. Tony will be the one getting fined. So we're okay. Just leave it in there. Hey, we have no problem
Toss
with
off
it.
a couple more if you feel the need.
Hey, Ray and I have talked about this numerous times, Shaq, about the death of the big man in the NBA and just the way the NBA is going now. It used to be go inside to score outside. Now it's go outside to maybe get something inside. And going inside is driving and laying it up, not necessarily posting anybody.
And I take full responsibility for the death of the big man.
You killed everybody.
Killed everybody off. The kids that are playing now are products of their environment. The reason why I became an inside beast is because growing up, I saw Patrick Ewing, Keem Olajuwon, David Robinson run the floor, Ronnie Cycli dunk, get his knees up. That's how I played. When I was playing the game and beating people up, then the European guys started to come. Guys that could, step out and shoot the jumper. So if you're a kid and you don't have this style body, but you got the Dirk Nowitzki style body, that's the game that you're going to work. You're going to work on picking and popping. And so I was a kid, a football player, loved physicality, so that's all I worked on. Like I probably didn't even shoot 1,000 jump shots in my whole career. I'm talking about from middle school to now. I probably haven't reached 1,000 jump shots because that's not what I work. So when a kid watches me brutalize people and then you bring the European guys over and all these guys are stepping out, that's what we have now. Like when I watched Dwight Howard. He's sort of a in between. He wants to be. He's very strong and physical, but he plays the game where you get it and face up, rather than Tom throw it to me, boom, 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 jump hook. So I take full responsibility of killing, assassinating the big man.
There you go. He's the ice age of big men. Is there room? Because, and I don't know if you remember this, when I played with you, you remember, so we started together. You were the 5, I was the 4. But they made me guard Shaq in practice because Greg Kite was on the team. They thought Greg would hurt Shaq. And I was like, well, wait a minute, that's not the way it's supposed to work. I'm supposed to be on the blue team. Hey, Tom, put on a white jersey and play center.
Yeah, I remember.
And that was a lot of fun for you, not necessarily for me. I was like a grease spot after practice.
I used to be like, Tom, why you follow me? I can't stop your big ass. What you want me to do?
It was
what the hell
true.
you want me to do, bro?
It was true.
Not trying to hurt you, but come on, dude.
Although it was fun on the other end because I got to pick and pop and Shaq's like, I'm not leaving the lane. You go ahead and shoot all the jumpers you want. Hey, before I let you run, I know you got your stuff to do today, and we certainly appreciate you stopping by and joining us. Give us your thoughts on this series, last night's game, and what the Cavaliers have to do to win this thing, or can they?
I'm sort of a hater when it comes to these young guys, and I'd really never give it up. But Klay Thompson and Steph Curry probably got to be the best shooters ever. I know Steph gets a lot of credit, but that performance Klay did, Game 6, 11 threes, the way he plays, his form. And I'm always praising the others on the broadcast because, if you look at the history of championships, it's always been an other to step up and hit a big shot. Miami, Mike Miller, 6. Next series, 7. Ray Allen from a tip ball in the corner shooting a 3. John Paxson with the Bulls. Havlicek steals the ball, all that stuff. So, the way he played and, the way the guys are playing, after game one, I'm probably say Golden State has the edge. But I know Tyron, LeBron, they're going to make some adjustments. I think if Cleveland just plays faster but not play in a hurry, they could probably do something. But LeBron makes it difficult on himself when he gets the ball and hold it, and you allow the defense to set up. It's like going to a bank, going in there and you stand in the middle of Florida and you just get your little silencer and you wind it up about 30 times. I'm going to rob the bank. As soon as I get this silencer on, then you got people calling, hey, guy. So, you got to go in, boom, boom, bam, and get out. Like LeBron gets it and wait, and then it's just setting up on the other side, and he's on the side by himself. There's 4 defenders on the other side. It's only one guy that can do that and score through 4. But I think if they play faster, play a little smarter, they have a chance. I was actually nervous last night when they came back down from 13 and then went up by 3. But then the Golden State others just took over. Randy Livingston and Barbosa, they just played excellent.
Well, Love did it too. They dropped it down to him, and he bounced the ball. And you're right. When the defense can see what you're doing, and then they can deploy their secondary guy coming over, it's too hard. I think they got to play faster, which is counterintuitive against the Warriors. But I think they also got to move the ball better.
Look at the big Brad on brain, counterintuitive. The big brain on Brad.
Yeah, there you go. Way to get it right. Nice Pulp Fiction drop. Hey, big man, it's great catching up with you. I'm really happy for all the success you had, and it's fun to see you on TV every single week with Charles, who for some reason hates the Warriors and wants to see them lose in the worst way for whatever reason.
No, it's just it's just that in our big guy culture.
Yeah,
you live by the jump shot.
That's what I've been saying. Well, he lives in the '80s still.
Me too.
You guys listen to Cyndi Lauper?
No, me. Well, of course I do.
See, there you go. You're a good man.
Of course. Reaching across the land, the moon is down, without you. Black people never know the words, Tom.
Just hum along. I'm surprised you did it. Very nice. Very nice. You could do me drop a little girls just want to have fun on me.
Girls just want to have fun.
There you go. I'll be your Captain Lou Albano.
Oh, remember him?
Absolutely. He was awesome.
Yeah.
The rubber band in the beard. That was fantastic. Yeah, I know you got to run. Thanks for stopping by, man. Really appreciate
Thanks,
it. Always
dude.
Enjoy watching you.
All right, I'm on my way to Alcatraz, see if I can break out.
Not going to happen. Not going to. Are they going to leave you with a cell phone?
No, I don't need a cell phone, Tom.
You're done. You are done.
I'm good.
Actually,
you'll see me at the game tomorrow, and you can be like, "How'd you get out?" I'm gonna be like, "Snitches get stitches." I can't ever tell you.
Shaquille O'Neal, everybody. Coming up more for Tom here in the Sports Leader.